Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of Fast Break Bets presented by Betting Pros. You know me, know the voice, know the guy. It's me, really real, villain real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Okay, so I know it was a 1-in-1 day, but I'm really angry. Like I'm really angry. I just hate not hitting bets. Like that is a very very frustrating thing for me because when I place a bet, I feel like I have a pretty good read on how I think the game is going to go. And ugh. So okay, Denny Avdia cashes. That was never in doubt. He flew over the rebounds and assists. That hit. Okay, cool. I get that. The Utah Jazz just stopped scoring in the second half. That was literally the difference in a cover or not cover. We ended up not covering the margin by what? And first of all, wait, because, and maybe I brought this on myself. Maybe I jinxed myself. But I was just sitting there over the course of the day thinking about that over. And I was just thinking about how much CLV I had on the over. Like, I felt like I had a lot of CLV on the over. It's what I 29.5. It closed at 32.5. That's 3 points. The Utah Jazz hit 14 threes in the first half. 14 threes in the first half. 14. They finished with 17 on the game. They hit 14 in the first half. They completely stopped scoring in the second half of the game. That's frustrating, man. Oh my gosh. I was really annoyed about I don't know why that over really annoyed me. That over really the Jazz just stopped trying in the second half. I mean, talk about a tanking team. Oh, frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Yes, 1 in 1 day. I have 4 plays today. Hopefully it's a lot better and we get on a roll here. I'm looking for a sweep. Man, that over really, really like 14 threes in the first half. They couldn't do anything to score the basketball in the second half. What was it, like 16 points in the third? It's really annoying. Really annoying by the Utah Jazz there. Very, very annoying. Bucks did their job. Should have just took the Bucks team total. Ah. All right. Well, enough of that. Before we get to the next game of straight slate, sometimes you just got to get that anger at the bets out. Sometimes you just got to get it out. Before we talk about the next few bets that I have to place here, I do want to remind everybody to get that Betting Pros app. Wherever you get your apps, App Store, Google Play Store, whatever store, make sure you get that Betting Pros app. And it's got the prop bet cheat sheet. It's got the prop bet analyzer, and it's got a whole bunch of systems. You can track your games from a whole bunch of different sports. You can do all of that. Sync your sports books for free. Also have that tracking in there as well. All your sports books, you can sync them for free with the Betting Pros app. Make sure you use that. Get that app in the App Store or Google Play Store. And hey, when you do it, you can get a 7-day free trial to Betting Pros Premium. Make sure you get that as well. All right. Where do we want to start here? It's a pretty big slate on a Friday. I have 4 plays. Let's go with the 7 o'clock slate. Just go ahead and go chronologically. I have a 7 o'clock slate. Atlanta Hawks on the road going to play the Detroit Pistons. Pistons laying 1 right now. There's a few ways that I was thinking about going with this. Detroit team total over because Atlanta can't guard anything. I think I'm gonna just take Detroit for the game though. I because Detroit At times, it seems like they do struggle or they play so well defensively that they kinda masks some of their shooting struggles at times, and while I still believe that, they can go over their team total because Atlanta is an unserious basketball team on the defensive side of the ball, like, completely unserious. The Pistons offensively just haven't been amazing. They're currently 28th in the NBA, 106.2 points per game. But you also have here the Atlanta Hawks who are 121.2 defensively, giving up 121. Well, the 25th defensively, giving up 121.2 points per game. So I'm trying to figure out at what point, like, I understand why the line is -1. And granted, when I first realized I was going to take the Pistons, it was actually +1. It actually just moved over to -1, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and get it. But we have a Pistons team that plays pretty good defense. Believe it or not, in the past 5 games, the Pistons are the second rated defensive team in terms of defensive rating. Second out of everybody in the league, second. And the Hawks 23rd. Horrible. Horrible. So, what do the Hawks do well? Well, they can score the basketball at times. But we've also seen them not be able to get going on the road. They're 1-2 ATS, 1-2 straight up on the road. The only win being that game in New Orleans, where they were playing a New Orleans Pelicans team that did not have Zion, did not have Herb Jones, did not have CJ, did not have DeJounte Murray. I mean, that's 4 of their 5 starters that was out in that game. So I think this Pistons team has been playing a lot better. I think that they're kicking themselves about that loss that they took in Charlotte and losing at the buzzer, courtesy of Brandon Miller. And they felt like they really, really could have closed that game. They played really well a couple of nights before at home against the Lakers. This Atlanta team has been a team that I've faded for years in the past of just saying that they are not a serious basketball team on the road in particular. And so we have an Atlanta team on the road coming off of a huge win against the New York Knicks. Like, I just think this is a spot where the better defensive team prevails in the Detroit Pistons, and they're able to exploit an Atlanta Hawks defense that can't stop anybody at all. I mean, Kane Cunningham is coming off of back to back. Is it back to back triple doubles? I'm pretty sure. Playing really, really good basketball. So I'm sticking with the Pistons here. Pistons are 5-4 ATS this season. Hawks 2-7. I think the Pistons get a win here. I think they beat the Hawks at home. They get a very, very good win. And it just shows that this Pistons team is improved. Like, they are not the same Pistons team from last year. Are they good? No, I'm not saying all of that. But I think that they are very much better, one, very much better than Atlanta Hawks, but also not that team that lost 20 something straight games last year and was one of the worst teams statistically in a long time. So, yeah, give me the Detroit Pistons. I think they're going to go ahead and get it done. I think this is a big Cade Cunningham game. I do like the matchup on the inside in terms of Duran and Stewart going up against Capella and Jalen Johnson. I think that they're going to be able to dominate on the rebounds and on the glass. And so, yeah, give me the Detroit Pistons here. Not too often that I'm out here giving out Detroit Pistons. Believe it or not, this is the second time this season I've actually gave out the Pistons because we took them against the Miami Heat. I'm pretty sure. Was that this year? I'm pretty sure that was this year. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Pistons yet again at home on the money line. Get it done -110. I see a -110 on the money line. Taking that. All right. Next game on the slate. Let's just go ahead and go all the way to the end here. The Los Angeles Clippers and the Sacramento Kings. Kings at home here, laying 6, 224.5 is the total. Give me the under. I like the under in this game. I think that this is a really, if you look at the history, this is a more contested game as of late between the two teams. In fact, the last 3 games between these 2 teams have gone under the total by pretty good margin. It went under by 17.5 points the last game, game before that, 9.5 points, game before that, and 19.5 points that this series has gone under. So it's gone under recently. You have in the last 5 games 2 teams that are pretty solid defensively. Like the Kings, middle of the pack, which is really good for them. And the Clippers are a top 5 defense, giving up 107.6 points per game. I think that the Kings at home is a lot better defensively. I think that after this road trip and what they showed me against a Toronto Raptors team that is going to try to score on you, that they can get up in a home spot, even though they were traveling cross country from Miami, had to play Toronto at home. Still got it done, was able to bounce back from that ugly loss that they took to Toronto in Toronto on Vince Carter night. And so I think that they'll actually be able to capitalize defensively, and the fact that the Clippers can't really score. Like the Clippers are giving up 107.6 points per game. They're only scoring 107.8 points per game. That's 26th in the NBA. And so while I think the Clippers are going to be able to neutralize some of that Kings offense, I think that the Clippers offense isn't going to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that the Kings defense is going to give them. And the Kings defense will give them opportunities in this game. I think both of these 2 teams are very, very slow in pace. The Clippers are actually the second slowest team in the league. I like this game to go under. I think this is going to be a grinded out game. I think that you have a Kings team that also protects the basketball really, really well. They don't turn the ball over too much. And this is going to be possessions, not a lot of offensive rebounding because both of these 2 teams are very good in terms of not allowing offensive rebounds. So I think it's going to be long possessions, short possessions, ends up in misses, defensive rebounds on both sides, and that just kind of keeps the game going under. So 224.5 for 2 teams that are 3-5 to the over, so 5-3 to the under this season. I think that both of these teams are going under in this spot. Give me under 224.5. Hopefully another total doesn't come and bite me in the butt here, but I do like the under in that game. All right, let's see here. Let's finish this out with a couple of player props from the prop bet cheat sheet over there in the BettingPros app. Make sure you get that BettingPros app. This is probably one of my favorite plays of the day. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, Evan Mobley has been really, really good this year. If you guys haven't been paying attention to Evan Mobley, he's been really, really good this year. So the prop bet cheat sheet loves Evan Mobley to go over his points and rebounds 23.5 here. Looking at the prop bet analyzer, our betting pros projection has him for 27.6 points and rebounds in this game. It's been very, very good this season. He's 6-3 to this prop. 72% cover probability. And I mean, if you just look at what Evan Mobley's doing this season, like I know it says 6-3 to the prop, but listen to this: 34, 22, 26, 25, 30, 26, 21, 22, 24. Like really, really good production. There's really no dud games there from Evan Mobley. And if you look a little bit deeper when you check the box score and you're watching him, they're running plays for him. They have him in the offense. They're allowing him to create on his own as well. Like Evan Mobley is completely in Kenny Atkinson's plans for this Cavs team, and he wants him to take a bunch of shots. Like he wants Evan Mobley to go out there and just kind of prove to everybody what I've been saying about him since he came into the league is that he's such a good player on both sides of the court. So good. So listen at the attempts for Evan Mobley this season. He's had 14, 12, 13, 12, 16, 11, 13, 15, 16. That wasn't happening with JB Bickerstaff, man. While Donovan, and I'm talking about this is while Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Jared Allen are all in the lineup. He's still getting these amount of attempts. Kenny Atkinson has plans for Evan Mobley. He said Evan Mobley is an integral part of this offense, and we're going to keep getting him attempts. Evan Mobley continues to corral rebounds. I mean, I just think that the books are really short in the moving this line up far enough. 23.5 feels like a steal here for somebody who's been over in 6 of 9 this season. You look at what he's done against the Golden State Warriors, and you think about that Golden State Warriors squad where bigs normally give them problems, especially athletic power forwards that are able to maneuver around an aging Draymond Green, take advantage of a young Trace Jackson Davis, and they have this season. Jabari Smith Jr. just gave this Warriors team 25-5 the other day or something like that. Like 20 something points. Uh Jason Tatum, very good game. Shoot, even if you don't even want to count Jason Tatum, think of what's my guy name for Boston? Nemus Keda or something like that. It's something like that. He had like 14-9 against this Warriors team. So I think Evan Mobley's gonna have a great game. Evan Mobley over 23.5 points and rebounds. Play number 3. And to close this out really quickly, I have Alperen Sengun over 3.5 assists at even money going up against OKC here. He's been really, really good. The prop bet cheat sheet loves him to go over this line of 3.5 assists. It's currently having projected for 4.7, 69% cover probability here. Shangun's been over this prop in 6 of his 8 games this season, and he's been really, really good going up against the OKC team that he's been 2-1 to this prop last year. He's been over this in 10 of his last 15 games. I think about the game script here for Shangun and how he gets this, and it's really a lot of Chet Holmgren on the inside. I think this is going to be a battle between Shangun and Chet Holmgren, and it's going to be more of Chet playing really good defense and Shangun just making the right play. He's such a good passer out of the post, such a good passer, just overall and helping initiate an offense for this team that I think this line is really, really short, and you're starting to see it come up some a little bit. I don't know if you're going to be able to get this at plus money anymore by the time a lot of people are listening to this show, but I still like the play. I think it's a little short. Probably should be at 4.5 looking at how his season has gone. He's got he's gotten 6. No, that's not him. That's Jokic. I'm sorry. Comparable players tab. I'm looking at the wrong tab. Yeah, so looking at what he's done this season, he's had 4, 5, 4, 4, 5 in his last 5 games. The only two coming up in game 3 and 4 of the season where he had 2 assists in those 2 games. And then the first game of the season, he still had 5. So he's been really, really good to this all season long. And I think this line is way too short, and they haven't reacted enough to it. So give me Alfred Sengun over 3.5 assists. That is my 4 plays for a Friday. We have Alfred Sengun over 3.5 assists. Not Jabari Smith Jr. I'm sorry. Evan Mobley over 23.5 points and rebounds. We have Detroit Pistons money line, just one game. And we have the under in the Los Angeles Clippers and the Sacramento Kings game under 224.5. I'm really real __. Make sure you give me a follow. Give us a follow at Betting Pros on X and TikTok, at Betting Pros NFL on Instagram, and youtube.com/Betting Pros. Make sure you get in there and get in the comments, drop a play you like for the day, and also make sure that you are just leaving a comment overall and you're subscribed, because we are giving away a signed Muggsy Bogues jersey, Charlotte Hornets. Shout out to the Queen City. Make sure you get an opportunity to win that jersey by leaving a comment in the comment section of any Fast Break Bets video. With that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. We are out of here.